Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first game of our coverage of the Respawn V30 League of Legends comp here at, well, not so sunny Melbourne. It's been raining for a few days, but we're inside, so we don't care. My name is Coldblood, and joining me remotely from Sydney, it is Mendrix. How are you, boss?
Great today. It's just so sort of just woke up about an hour ago, had my coffee, feeling pretty good, ready to cast some games.
I've been awake for like 8 hours. I hate you.
Well,
right.
you know what? Sleep, beauty sleep, man. We need it, but sometimes there's no rest for the wicked.
Yep, definitely fair enough. So, the teams here, it will be between the Graphics Outside Suck and Royal Genesis. Now, we know that the red team here, they have been a Respawn quite a lot, the last 3 times at least, so they're very experienced here. Whereas Wake Up Ezreal's team, I believe they were here last time, but I don't know before that. So we've got 2 experienced teams here, Mendrix, and excited to see what happens as poor Susan is going to cop a banhammer for the first time in a while. Actually, for the first time since last Respawn was on, is the Susan going to be knocked out of the pool.
Really, yeah. Susan seems to have fallen out of grace in most cases because I'm not too sure why that may be. She hasn't really, or he hasn't received too many nerfs, but because you wait for it to happen now. That's the case that goes on, and most of these games seem to be popping out in 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, he doesn't get the time to ramp up to where it becomes an absolute menace. Just try and fix your Skype connection, Mendrix. It's lagging out just a little bit, maybe on this end though. Shout out to On Solace, Rhinoceros, and Vexatious. At least 2 of those are in the Knife and Fork Patrol, who are also competing today. They're waiting for their opponents to get up and running. Shout out to Crisis, who is a GameStar CEO over in New Zealand. And if anyone else is in the Twitch chat, you're very welcome to give us a yell. We'll give you a shout out. Just no spam. I've got a strict rule here, Mendrix. If there is donga spam, I instantly ban. I even rhyme without trying.
There you go. Well, donga is some strong spam.
Although the new donga makes it so it's kind of acceptable to spam because he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I do like his new visual update, and I think they nerfed him a little bit previously.
Just because
big rocket's not as big anymore.
Yeah, the burst on the laser of his big rocket was big turret was too much burst, considering that's meant to be the sustained damage part of the ult. If you want to burst someone, you throw out rockets. You don't chuck down an auto-targeting turret.
Well, the amount of times I'd see a Heimerdinger walk into a bush and everyone's like, we can get him and chase onto him, and next thing you know, one stun happens, there's a giant turret there, and everyone, next thing you know, donga double kill.
Yep, definitely. It's so hard to gank him. He hasn't actually taken a ban so far, but well, he's not getting picked either. We should get into the lobby here, Mendrix. We've been waffling on a little bit.
Indeed.
For the Graphics Outside Suck, we've got Fizz and Ziggs banned out, 2 very dominant mid laners. Fizz has definitely fallen out of popularity a little bit. A lot to do with the nerfs they did to the active on his Sea Stone Trident. Also, the Lich Bane nerfs hurt him a bit, but he can build up to the Lich Bane a little bit easier now. So, not surprised to see him taken out. Of course, Royal Genesis and the Graphics Outside Suck have definitely faced each other before, so maybe a respect ban. With the Royal Genesis boys banning out Vi, Evelynn, and Kha'Zix. 3 very strong early on junglers, so we know who they're afraid of.
Yeah, those three junglers are definitely the meta junglers right now. I think it must be safe to say that Shadow Sith, or I'm not sure if Shadow Sith is the jungler of the Graphics Outside Suck, but it's definitely they're scared of their jungler right now, which is why they've taken out those strong champions.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just quickly try and move the client over. For those who are unaware, we do black out the summoners, just so in case the players are looking, they can't see what the players are running. I think that's alright. So for the side of the Graphics Outside Suck, which is an awesome team name, I have to say, they've gone ahead and picked up the Yi, which we'll assume is going in the jungle for now, Mendrix, because ever since the Wriggles has been made to upgrade to Feral Flare, his damage ramps up very quickly if he goes unmolested. He can take down the Baron at 15 minutes and just infinitely scales, so he becomes his own little Narcissus.
In that regard, yes. I mean, Feral Flare right now is quite broken. It is insane watching Trindamirs and Fioras even have popped into the mix. and they are just decimating teams using that feral flare because
God,
they
I
go
hope I don't
around
get
and
a
they
Fiora
just
on my
farm
team.
up. Oh yeah, it's surprising what she can do. She's about to be reworked as well too. But
Yeah.
apart from that, it's interesting to see how the team have worked out because by the looks of it, Royal G has got a really good wombo combo with that Yasu and Wukong right now. So it's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting to see how
they
this
were
team
the
works out.
two first picks as well, I believe. Yasuo was definitely first picked. So
Yeah,
they
it
came
was
into this with a plan.
yeah, basically Lucian was picked up first, and then next thing you know, it came down to Wukong and Yasu straight away. So they're definitely hoping to win the team fights in this particular regard.
Yeah.
Whereas, as we can see from the graphics outside Suck, they seem to have more of a laning phase built
Yes.
in. They've got that Jinx, they've got the Renekton, very powerful solo laners. Lucian, Nami are also in regard a very tough lane to deal with. So they're probably hoping to take control early, come out on top, and then win probably within the mid and just beginning of the late game because they don't want Royal G to really begin team fights and take dominance with that team fight team they've put together because they've got a Shyvana, Yasu, Wukong. They've got Caitlyn for the siege and using Thresh for peeling and engage as well. So they've got a very, very team fight centric team, whereas the other side is focusing on the solo laning and that particular laning phase.
Yeah, definitely. Renekton and LeBlanc known to bully around the poor saps that end up against them. Lucian also does that. It's a little bit more difficult because, of course, the supports are most of the impact in the bottom lane. But as far as AD carries go, his on-demand burst is very, very high. Caitlyn is actually the only AD carry who can reliably deal with him in the laning phase. So I don't know if that was in response or if they just wanted something to poke away at the towers and then, force the other team to engage them if they don't want to lose those towers. And then the real strength of their comp comes into effect, which is exactly as you said. The Shyvana, the Wukong, and the Yasuo are going to put out a lot of area damage. Yasuo and Caitlyn going to act like assassins as well. And like you said, Thresh for the peel. I do like the disengage of the graphics outside Suck, guys. And by disengage, I mean the Nami. She is very sharp at stopping teams coming towards her team. And I'm not sure if I showed you this, Mendrix, but at the first respawn I went to, back in September of last year,
Yes, you have
quite the
showed
faux
me.
pas.
Nami
Yeah.
has the that
Capability
effect
to
on
make
you.
me lose my marbles.
Exactly.
A well-played Nami is just absolutely brilliant to watch.
Yeah, no, definitely. She can definitely change team fight. She's almost like the Orianna of supports.
Yes. And, of course, when you build up the AP, the Riptide actually starts increasing the heal rather than decreasing. That's
Yeah, not only that, it also affects, I think, what is it, the slow on the
Yes.
attack damage steroid she gives, and also her, what is, I think, the movement speed bonuses she can also
Yes,
give.
it has a very low ratio as well. So she scales a lot better. Probably going to look to go and a Locket of the Iron Solari, which is a little bit better now. Against the likes of a Wukong, or just the Shyvana really warrants a Locket just
I
to
feel
shut down that little threat.
Mikhail's would actually be a bit better in this regard. She'll
or
probably get
both.
pick up the
Why
locket
not both?
anyway, but a lot of supports, especially when they're caster types like Nami, Morgana, they seem to be picking up Mikhail's because, especially when they're building AP, it can heal for almost half to even 75% of their AD's HP. Not only that, removing stuns and CCs.
Yep, certainly. So I got my fancy title graphics here. I had to change it because the title was too long. So we got our nice shiny font on the title. Jumping into the skin battle here, ladies and gents. Shout out to Ducksworth in the Twitch chat, who is a fan of Royal G but not of Stealthy. So poor Stealthy getting the anti-shout out.
Well, sometimes you just don't like people. What can you do?
Yep, fair enough. I would like to give a big thank you to Performance Gaming and to OzGamers for supporting GameStar. They do a heck of a lot of good behind the scenes, so thank you very much to them. Shout out to XUberJu X, I think that's how you say that, or Zuberju. And yeah, so for those who aren't aware, this is a single elimination at the moment, and whoever loses drops down into the losers bracket, which will end up in the grand final. So these teams aren't out of the whole thing yet, but they will drop down into the lower bracket after everything is said and done. And OnSolace is asking for the bracket. I should be able to bring that up. Let's have a look. So try and get the client out of the way here. And Mendrix, how about you go through the awesome skins that we've got? while...
So we've got the right there, my favorite skin. Instantly pops out. Arctic Warfare Caitlyn. Caitlyn has always been a character I love. I love how she looks. She's got that Soviet Russian feel going to her. We've got Soviet Russia, motherland. We've got there rolling with the Jade Dragon Wukong by Bubble. Championship Thresh, that's just a staple. Everyone seems to have that skin. Ice Strike Shyvana, which is probably the best in-game looking skin, and High Noon Yasuo.
I reckon the black one looks awesome. I'm a fan of the black.
Man, that was a really quick load up for these guys, actually.
Yeah, well, we do have a very fast internet here in Melbourne at the Respawn. Sorry if my mic's a bit low, guys. I'm trying to get that sorted out so you can hear me. I'll be kissing the mic this whole time. And like you say, Mandrix, we're finally into the game here. Who do you expect to come ahead in a level 1 fight, should it come to that?
A level 1 fight in this particular card, I would have to put it towards... Ooh. I believe the graphics outside suck would actually win the level 1 fight right now, because a lot of Royal G, they only have like the trap and the Thresh hook, whereas there's a few more stuns and silences there. We've got the Nami stun, we've got the LeBlanc silence, we've got the Renekton stun, and they've got Lucian for disengage to jump in and out and shoot.
Yeah.
Although that Thresh is very powerful, if he lands a hook early, Royal G can probably come out on top.
Yeah, Maka Hunter's taken a very smart position here. He's not going to get caught out in the bush. And will he spot the red team coming in here? He will. There was a little flash of Yasuo there. He's got to move away from the Thresh. Will the hook come out? It does indeed. And will that mean he goes down? He's going to flash over the wall. Mr. Loves to Spooge is going to flash after him, but the wrong direction. So Maka Hunter manages to make it out in the end. We'll go through the teams here, Mendrix, while we have a tiny lull in the action. And, of course, our prediction was completely wrong in who wanted to start off the aggression. Representing the Graphics Outside Suck, who displayed a massive amount of patience waiting for their first game to start. This is an hour late. Oh, actually an hour and a half
Oh, wow.
late. So,
props
great,
to them.
Yeah, great patience by them. Wake Up Ezreal will be the Lucian, which a little bit of a Wiggles name. We've got Phoenix24 joining him on the Aqua Nami with her awesome taunt. We've got Shadow Sith on the Master Yi, going to try and farm up his Feral Flare as quickly as possible. We have Mako Hunter as the Croc up the top, getting put back a little bit in his matchup thanks to losing his flash. And Don't Jinx Me is mid as the LeBlanc.
And as we can see for Royal G, we have in the red trunks, in the ADC, the Caitlyn, Royal G Stealthy, basically supporting the team name, being part of that whole team name. Her support, UC Straya. Ooh, got a little bit of a Straya buddy. Up in the jungle, the monkey in the jungle is Bubbles Tzynx. Always gives me, I always get the hard names, don't I?
I think everyone that casts for me gets the awful names.
Down in mid, or up in mid, we've got there's the Yasuo, Mr. Loves to Sponge, and up in
I don't
top,
think it's Sponge.
we have got the Shyvana. Is it Sponge? No,
it's not
Spooge.
Sponge. Yeah.
Spooge.
It's not
Spooge.
Sponge.
See? He can be my Sponge.
Yeah. Okay. He's your honorary Sponge. So it's
He's my
very
honorary Sponge.
confident by Mr. Loves to Spooge in the mid on Yasuo to go Doran's Blade, because he's really not respecting the damage that can come out of LeBlanc. He's relying on his mobility and the bully potential that he has to throw out. I mean, Doran's Blade's going to allow him to sustain, particularly because he's melee. He gets 5 health per hit instead of 3. But, yeah, I wonder if he's going to go just the standard static Shiv early, or whether he might go a little bit more defensive.
I think he's probably going to need to pick up some sustain, because if he doesn't make anything happen with that Doran's Blade now, Jinx, Jinx, that name, Jinx got me.
Yeah.
LeBlanc is going to overpower him in the mid game.
Okay, so we have Shadow Sith on the Master Yi heading up to the top, just pushing Jado back because he's really bullying poor Mako Hunter here. But he really wants to be farming. He doesn't want to be ganking. So he's going to make sure that Shyvana goes back. He's just going to go for the golems here. And we have Bubble Tzynx in the bush. This would be a really bad time for Renekton to go for the ward. He will go for it. Mako Hunter does not have any flash, and Slice the Dice is on cooldown. Actually, Shyvana's not going to get anything out of that, so it could have been a little bit worse for Graphics Outside Suck, as that extra 200 gold will not be going the way of the Shyvana. But a good start for the Monkey means that the Swampert combo is only going to be that much stronger.
Indeed, it looks like they've managed to find Yi in the jungle right now, and looks like they've very good job by Yasu to jump in the mean there. That was a very nice disengage by LeBlanc. Yasu's still going in for it. He's got the Ignite on Yi. Is it going to be enough? No, he will heal under tower.
Oh!
But looks like there's a Flash. Flash Nimbus Strike. Will he get away? He's gonna be... And he's got it away. That monkey in the jungle, very cheeky indeed.
Wow, I can't believe they got away with that. Poor Shadow Sith. LeBlanc was used as the stepping stone to get in range to throw out, what is the Q called? The Steel Tempest. So
The Steel Tempest, yes.
yeah, he
And
kind of
that's what
jumped through
a lot
LeBlanc.
of damage he
and,
managed to put
yeah.
out. Yes, got
Very
to jump through
aggressive play.
LeBlanc to do more jungle there. Oh,
So this
jump
is
through
probably,
LeBlanc to get more damage on there.
Yeah.
And it's funny because LeBlanc is the one normally jumping.
This is probably the worst thing to do when you're against an AoE Wombo combo is give kills to the two people that, well, give 2 kills to the monkey and an assist to the person who's going to assist with the Wombo combo. And a lot of experience went the way of Shyvana because she was close enough to get that XP from the kill, and she's going to contribute a lot of AoE damage too with the burnout and the flame breath. So things not looking good for the graphics outside Suck, particularly since they're the ones that we pointed out have the bullying potential. Mr. Loves the Spooge going to be jumped on by Shadow Sith, and don't jinx me, his shield will come up in time from the passive, and it will block the last tick of Ignite as well as Shadow Sith's auto attack. That will be a failed gank in the mid lane thanks to Yasuo's Way of the Wanderer.
Yes, I was very fortunate right there for my sponge to get away just on that tick of time when that shield came up, because it literally was there. That shield was not up until that last auto attack, which would have killed him.
Yeah, no, that was very well done to run away, I guess would be the best way to say it. Picks himself up a Zeal, which of course gives him less cooldown on the Steel Tempest thanks to the attack speed. Gives him 20% crit and some movement speed, so very happy with that one. What is LeBlanc going? Maybe she's the one who would need to go defensive, but she, it looks like she's moving towards the Deathfire Grasp, or, I mean, there's a bunch of Fiendish Codex items that LeBlanc loves to get. So we'll see whether she goes for the Burst LeBlanc or the Poke LeBlanc.
At this moment in time, she seems to be going for the Burst LeBlanc. I would be more happy with her if she was actually to start going for her Zhonya's right now.
Yeah, I think you need to respect how much physical damage can come out from not only the Yasuo and the Wukong, but Stealthy on the Caitlyn down here as well, who is almost double the CS of Wake Up Ezreal on the Lucian. Is having a little bit
Yeah,
of trouble.
she's definitely harassing them out right now, and Thresh seems to be playing a very happy time in the bush there. He's just like, oh wait, when's the hook gonna come? The hook will come when the hook comes.
Yeah, Thresh is able to be a lot more aggressive than Nami. Nami's more of a reactive support. She can set things up, of course, but Thresh, like, forces things to start, whereas Nami, like, she can throw things out and hope that it works. As it looks like we
Pretty much.
may have an invade on the red buff here. This is great because they have the Last Breath available. No Cyclone, but Last Breath is a massive power strike. They even have Thresh heading over as well, Mendrix.
As we can see, and looks like Yasu manages to pick up that red buff there coming through. Shadow Stuff, he's not going to get away from this. If he gets away, I'll be very surprised. Very good using the clone there to give him that little bit of a push forward. That was a fantastic ultimate by Sponge there onto LeBlanc, and they pick up a double kill and the red buff. Put him further ahead right now. Definitely going good for Royal G right now.
Yeah, that was a great time to have the Whirlwind from the Steel Tempest up to combo that into another kill. So the playmakers for the graphics outside Suck, the mid and the jungle, very much getting shut down here as Nami will be
that was a
grabbed
fantastic
at the bottom lane.
they come through. All those followed up by the ace in the hole, but it's not going to be enough being blocked by Waking Ezreal. That was a very good play by UC Strela there, down in the bot lane, and looks like the monkey's come in to put some extra pressure down too. Will he get over a hook? No, he's not. And looks like this wave will be cleaned up soon, and all the pressure is about to disappear.
Oh yeah, that was very close. Nice pull by UC Straya. As I wonder if that means university or something. Like UC and Canberra means Uni of Canberra. So
maybe I'm not too sure. I mean, all these names have these little different things, you know, that people don't really let you know until after the end of the game. And it's funny. They're almost a story in themselves.
yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't like to hear Yasuo's story. I'll say that.
Yeah, no, well, he's a sponge, you know.
Yeah,
you
Mr. Sponge.
kind of have to deal with it. Mr. Sponge.
Our resident SpongeBob.
You never know. He might like it. He could be in a pineapple under the sea.
Yep. Oh, he's doing very well in his pineapple at 0-0 and 3, out farming someone who really should be giving him a much tougher time than he's having. As we can see, it looks like Brutalizer will be the name of the game for Bubble Tea Zinix here on his Wukong. Wukongs will normally go for the Elder Lizard and then go with something like a Randuin's or a Warmogs, but because he's getting so fed, he can afford to go Brutalizer and then go with you know, a Randuin's or something, and have that extra damage on top of the durability. In the mid lane, a lot of damage going from both of these mids. The Way of the Wanderer will again proc thanks to the Sweeping Blade gets flow because of the Wind Wall, the passive on it. And that will mean Jado's going to actually steal the blue away. Shadow Sith, will he be in time to Alpha Strike this one? Mendrix is going to be close. Alpha Strike does a lot of bonus damage, and I think that did end up going to the Shyvana. The ultimate will be popped by the Yi, and Dragon's Ascent will stop the meditation in its tracks as poor Mecha Hunter was not able to get over there in time. Don't jinx me, going to jump over the wall, go back to her original position where she had a monkey waiting with his double buff and things, and the whole time the tier 1 of the bot goes down as well.
Yeah, there's definitely been a large gold swing in the last couple 30 seconds there by Royal G. They have taken this league and they are snowballing in their favor right now. And they are really doing a good job of keeping that E down. That Feral Flare is a fantastic item, but if you're not killing those minions, it doesn't come to fruition.
Only at 11 stacks when it needs to over double that to start giving him that scaling, the more damage. So they've done exactly what you need to against a Yi. You pressure the lanes, you force him to have to make an impact. He can't ignore his team and farm because you know, the game will end before he can even get the Feral Flares. Mid tower will end up going down. They're going to use a lot of their catch up to try and slow down this Yasuo. That was a brilliant chains from Don't Jinx Me, which will force the flash out of Mr. Loves to Spooge. The bottom lane of the graphics outside Suck have migrated up to the mid. I think they realize the strength in their champions really needs to be utilized before they let the enemy team get further and further ahead. Dragon being taken down by the Caitlyn and the Wukong. Don't think there's anything that the graphics outside Suck can do about this, as they need to be careful not to get caught out here.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic play there by Royal G. When they noticed the amount of pressure they were putting mid and the rotation from bot lane, they thought, oh, all the pressure's there. If Mr. Sponge can get out, we can take a free dragon out of this.
Oh, nice jump there. Don't jinx me. Is going to dodge the Steel Tempest Whirlwind, which will stop the last breath initiation there. So nice use of the LeBlanc mechanics. Though this is a problem at the top. Shyvana is going Borg against a lane that she should be losing. Renekton is very, very strong. Of course, Shyvana has resources, but her damage is nowhere near. The Croc, as the Steel Tempest will go on to the Lucian, but he goes a little too deep. This Yasuo is a glass cannon, and they do manage to take down Mr. Sponge, as Stealthy going to be jumped on by Shadow Sith, saved by the Lantern in the end, and a nice pickup for the graphics outside Sub. It cost them quite a few flashes as well as an exhaust, but they took down the Yasuo, so he's not pushing, not farming.
Yeah, this is definitely something they really need right now. And looks like Shyvana's been caught between a rock and a hard place right now. She's getting ready to Dragon Descent out of the way, but she's going to be Dragon Descenting right into a whole team. Right now she's realizing where she can go, but she has jumped onto Wake onto Ezreal. The damage she is putting out is ridiculous. She flashes it onto him. Right now it seems to be Wukong has come in now out of the blue with a beautiful flash Cyclone, and that is fantastic with the double kill clean up there. Very well done by Jados to survive the onslaught and to make sure he doesn't receive too much damage and to put the damage out himself, helping to make that work really well for Royal G right there.
You can see the Dragonborn passive coming in there with how tanky she was. With her tankiness is Doran Shield and Ninja Tappy. That's all she had, and was just so strong in that fight. They could not burn through it. It was a brilliant flash Cyclone at a Bubble Tea Zinix, and he picks up poor Phoenix 24 on the Nami as well. So definitely looking like Royal Genesis are going to take this one away. But the graphics outside suck. They're not out of it just yet. LeBlanc going to jump right into a tornado. But Shadow Sith comes in the nick of time to save in there. Bubble Zinix going to try and 1v1 him. But the decoy will be used to disengage for the time being. Yi knows that he can't face check into a Wukong with his crushing blow up. And they end up again catching out Mr. Loves the Spooge, who goes onto one of the enemy carries by himself, and someone's there to look after them. So even though graphics outside suck didn't do the best in the laning phase, their teamwork is really shining at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely coming through. And my Sponge, what are you doing, buddy? He's going a little bit, over the mark right now, but he doesn't really need to worry, because once he picks up his Static Shiv Infinity Edge, he'll have his 100% crit. So he's still going to be looking very strong into late game. As we can see up top, Jado's going very hard onto the Renekton right now, forcing a flash out of him. Merco Hunter's trying to get out of there right now. Will be able to slice the dice over the wall if he needs to, but he's still got enough distance. The burnout is there going through to catch up onto Merco Hunter. Merco Hunter's still running away. He seems to have Lucian and LeBlanc coming out to help him out. Jado seems to be unfazed with it. He pops his dominance coming through. He's slicing dices through. Jado has swapped onto Wake Up Ezreal, and looks like Mr. Sponge is there to come in and help. Jado is making his way onto Ezreal. He is using a culling up. There has been a Steel Tempest onto Mako Hunter. They have swapped back up to the top and they managed to pick it up. Right now in the mid, they seem to have forced out Royal G Stealthy, taking quite a bit of damage there, but it looks like everything has come out in favor of Royal G, picking up a double kill on LeBlanc and on Renekton.
That was a fantastic fadeaway culling, that's what I call it, from Wake Up Ezreal. He threw out the Ardent Blaze, and the culling procs that movement speed. It allowed him to barely outrun the Shyvana, but the same can't be said for the rest of his team. They ended up dying, the LeBlanc and the Renekton. But nice play out of the Lucian as they lose the first of their tier 2s, having lost every tier 1 tower thus far. And this is only going to get worse for them as it goes on. Royal Genesis are a very strong team-based comp, and their teamwork is very good as well. Caitlyn going to pick herself up the red. Shadow Sith, you do not want to go into there. The hook will come out, get him down, and Final Breath will be used to knock him up there. Last Breath, sorry. As Mr. Loves His Pooch continuing to jump around as Yasuo loves to do. Jado going to take away the blue buff, and things still falling apart for our blue team here.
Yeah, definitely good ward placement there by Royal G. That was that ward there has been there for a while, but it managed to help out in picking off the E. And that was a very fantastic hook there by Thresh. He's definitely doing work down in that mid lane. Oh, down in that bot lane. And now that we've come towards the team fights, they're really coming into their own lane. They have a almost 10k. No, actually, there's a higher than 10k gold difference right now.
Yeah,
and that's definitely something that it's definitely going to be hard for the graphics outside suck to really come back into this right now.
Yeah, well, Caitlyn and Yasuo are going to engage on Nami here as the rest of her team up north. So poor Phoenix 24 has to try and defend this herself. She's going to throw out the tidal wave on an exhausted Yasuo, which forces him away. But Kate gets a snipe with the Piltover Peacemaker. There's nothing that Nami could have done different there. It was well done by Phoenix 24. Forced the flash out of Yasuo with, if nothing else, limits his mobility just a little bit. But all lanes being pressured hard. There's no comeback potential of graphics outside suck because they're being strangleholded so much. And it looks like they may have to try and plan out their venture through the losers bracket.
Definitely is the way it's looking right now. I mean, I don't want to count them out just yet. You know, you never know that Yi could somehow, if he manages to pick up that Feral Flare, solo that Baron while there's a push bottom and Royal G are out of position and they're not able to realize what they're trying to do. That will probably be their best way to come back into it now, is really focus on, you know, that Yi split pushing potential.
I think the problem is that at 15 minutes to solo Baron, you need a Feral Flare and a Blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah,
Baron
pretty
only
much.
gets stronger from there, so the potential for that is going down. Lucian and Yi together may be able to take it down, but they're looking at a dragon at the moment, a dragon that just sprinted away from them. And
Yeah, and this is a second dragon that Royal G are picking up right now.
I meant Shyvana, but yeah, dragon is going down as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're grouping up to try and deal with Shyvana.
God damn these two dragons. They're
Oh!
always, you know, messing up with everything.
I might just hit the backspace Mendrix, and we'll have a look at what Yasuo does here. I saw him teleport across the map. So he is going to be building up the Steel Tempest Whirlwind here. Throws it over the wall. Will land on Wake Up Ezreal. Jumps in. Ace in the hole will be used on him as well. The Relentless Pursuit used to disengage their Shadow Sith. Can he possibly survive this one? Mr. Loves His Pooch is going crazy in the middle of the blue team. The culling will finally put an end to his killing spree that he managed to pick up in between his many deaths. But the rest of his team just continuing to push here. That was a 2v4 with the Yasuo and the Yi both going down. You can argue that it's alright for the graphics outside suck, but it's what they're losing at the outside lanes that makes it not worth it. Dragon's Ascent and Ignite at the top, going to take down Renekton. Jado probably going to escape this one. No, actually, he does go down in the end to the Ignite, so well done by Mako Hunter. As in the mid, the defense is on. Caitlyn very good at sieging, but with no minions, it is a little bit difficult. Sidesteps the bubble there. Gonna do the old exploitive net into Piltover Peacemaker. Wukong down here the whole time. So one of their strongest team fight champs doesn't even need to be with the team. And that definitely
Yeah, and
spells
that's
out the name of
really
the game.
showing the story for them right now. He's there. He's not even being part of the team fight. He's really one of the playmakers for these team fights for Royal G right now. If he doesn't even need to be there and they're still winning team fights, it really illustrates what's happening in the game right now.
Yeah, he's got 1,200, so he's getting... Oh, actually, LeBlanc's going to jump on him with the DFG. Nice move there by Don't Jinx Me to keep up with the Stealth Wukong, but the Flash will get her out now. The Dukes are going to come out. Dukes for Jesus comes out from LeBlanc. Don't Jinx Me going to flash over the wall, waiting for the distortion to come up, but she's going to be cut off by 3 members of the red team. They missed the hook onto Wake Up Ezreal. The clone will be the sacrificial lamb there. Wake Up Ezreal will absorb the ace in the hole. Nice disengage there from the graphics outside suck. The LeBlanc clone hoping to absorb a few hits from the Renegade Black Man, but now Shadow Sith is out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, he's just being chased down right now. It's coming through as a nice little
To be
lantern
fair,
pick up
getting
by UC
catching
Strela.
up to a Yi is difficult.
Yeah, he pops his ultimate in there and he manages
Oh,
to Alpha
nice.
Strike away. Very, very nice there. Will he be able to escape right now? Looks like he might be able to, but oh no, the ease that is coming out. There was a fantastic culling by Wake Up Ezreal to push some extra damage. He win walls the majority of that. Last breaths onto Nami, continues his chase, jumps onto Wake Up Ezreal, and there is a lantern away. He doesn't even die for it. Oh my.
He used his
It looks
very...
like Don't Jinx Me's coming in, but oh no. Yeah, he was very certain about what he needed to do there to get out, get some damage, get in.
So, jumping all over the place. Renekton abandons the top lane, which ends up leading to its demise. Sunfire, Cape, and Blade of the Ruin King onto the Shyvana now, as Mako Hunter going to return to the base. Can he get his Sunfire yet? He is sitting on only 640, being absolutely strangled in the amount of income he's able to generate. Shadow Sith is a couple of camps away, only 6 from getting the Feral Flare. If I were him, I'd tax my own AD carry and take the red, but good guy Shadow Sith will pass it over to Wake Up Ezreal, which, to be honest, can use the red buff incredibly efficiently, particularly when you've got a Yasuo, a Wukong, Shyvana, even Thresh that are going to be threatening him. So every little bit helps at this point, but we pointed it out before, the Cyclone into Last Breath is a deadly combo. Don't Jinx Me going to be jumped on and cannot distortion away with the amount of damage that comes out. Mako Hunter is going to run with his tail between his legs, but Mr. Spooge is not finished just yet. Almost lands in. The bubble would have landed had it not hit the wind wall there, and the push going very strong in the mid. All tier 2s are down.
Yeah, definitely going through. There's a hook that's going to whiff right there. Mako Hunter's coming in trying to put some extra damage. There comes the Nami ultimate through the engage, but it looks like it's just a disengage ultimate. A little bit of damage coming through. Mako Hunter gets caught out into, and the damage is disgusting. The monkey picks up the kill there. Into an ultimate. That was a fantastic Cyclone into the Alpha Strike, because he knew where he was going to pop after that. And it looks like the monkey is just going on a rampage right now, coming through. Step in the hole, he takes out Nami. I'm sorry, I said stealth in the hole there because I was thinking about the stealth of the monkey. Ace in the hole takes out the Nami, and looks like this is going to be a nice clean finish as the Dragon takes out the top turret. She wasn't even in that team fight there. That was just a 4-on-5 pretty much.
Yeah, if Caitlyn ult was stealth, that would be quite outrageous, I'd have to say.
Yeah, that would be a crazy ultimate actually.
Okay, so the next tower is going to be worked on. I don't think there's anything that those graphics outside suck can do at this point. They're going to drop down to the losers bracket. Shadow Sith going to be engaged upon. They are going to throw out the culling onto Thresh. He's going to flash away there. Yasuo is not going to be able to pick up the kill on the Fountain, but the Nexus will end up going to the flashing Russian Caitlyn, and that will signal the end for the very first game here at Respawn LAN.
Well, definitely a bit one-sided there. Very good props to the graphics outside for trying to hold on, but Royal G definitely outclassing them. Yeah,
that was very much a dominant performance from Royal Genesis, but there were some brilliant plays coming out of the graphics outside suck guys, particularly the ults from Lucian, some of the jukes from Don't Jinx Me, and even Shadow Sith using Alpha Strike to dodge, Phoenix 24 doing some decent defending. You can't expect a lot much more than what they gave. So congratulations to Team Royal Genesis for passing through the round, I believe it was C. That was, and I think we're going to have to give the MVP to Mr. Mr. Sponge, we'll say.
Mr.
He's actually in the Twitch
we'll
chat.
Mr. Sponge.
He's nominated himself.
He's nominated himself. Mr. Sponge, you are my sponge. You get MVP of this match. Definitely, you kind of had a little bit of falling out in the mid game there, but you came through in the end game, and you really showed us why people need to fear and ban Yasuo.
Yep, definitely fair enough. So we will be back soon with another game here at Respawn, ladies and gents. Hopefully Mendrix is able to join me, but unfortunately he does have a life, so at some point today he will have to leave me. So thank you for joining me, Mendrix.
No worries. Hope I can get into the next game.
Okay, have a wonderful afternoon, ladies and gents. Don't go anywhere. The League of Legends action at Respawn is only going to continue, and we'll also have Dota 2 starting up soon over on GameStar TV3. So if you're more into the other MOBA that's wildly popular, head on over to put a 3 at the top of the browser and head on over there and watch Ragnarok bring you the action for that. Otherwise, stay tuned because we will see you soon.